Hey, and welcome back to Blueprints. Last time we finished our first trip into the estate. Today, day 2. I was kind of worried that there might be like some sort of cutscene or similar at the beginning, which is why we started in the main menu. Probably not do that in the future, assuming that we can just jump in. Long loading screen, obviously. Oh, day 2. So we are always starting inside. I mean, as much as probably fair, since we are kind of limited on our steps. So let's see where we can go today. We are probably out of everything. Yeah, I assumed as much. We keep the stars, basically. But we do not keep our money, also. Oh, wait, just obviously the explanation if I click on here. I'm guessing we are keeping the list of all the rooms we had found, yeah. That's right, obviously makes sense since all of them are numbered. Interesting. Alright. I feel like this is all we need to know. Is there something new here? Only in the event of my death. From memories, visits, no, it seems to be the same text. Okay, this does not change. So the entrance, obviously, as a static room, stays the same. Exhausting, yeah. This is what we had last time. I'm just checking, you know, sometimes I want to say maybe the paintings are different, but I do remember those two. They seem to have stayed the same. So how about we just go to the left and right? We do know that it gets harder the further in we go. There's a utility closet with a breaker box. Or we could start with 2 items or a pantry, which would start with some money, and we could go to the right, because if we look at the map, technically there's like another room behind there. But I wouldn't mind having some money, but 2 items would be amazing. But then we have like the same issue that we had last time, where we kind of block off the west side of the whole estate. So how about we start with the pantry then? Let's see if we can do anything with all that money we would find. Just checking. I feel like the pantry is the exact... Yeah, last time we came from here, but we have a banana this time. Getting the banana, +3. Okay, I had written down something. Bananas are +3. I feel like this is what I kind of figured out. And the oranges should be +5, so the math actually works out. But that means that the items in here are always different. 4 coins, 50 steps, 5 of each, yeah. That has not changed, so it's the exact same room as last time, but obviously slightly different items inside. Which is interesting. Let's actually tell us something. Ingredient supply stock always has been one of the primary priorities of the staff. We've had it 2 times. But it doesn't seem like they talk about like the items we can find in here. I'm just making sure that I don't miss anything, because it seems like sometimes that's quite possible. Before checking out the next room, I'm just gonna follow this route for now. The chapel makes us lose money each time. We do have a bedroom and a parlor. The parlor does have a... Wait a second. Can I look at the list of rooms we had? Because the parlor we had last time, right? But it came from the right. It's the one with the puzzle box? Or was it another room? It's been a few days. I'm still gonna check it because I don't really care about the bedroom that much. I do like the puzzles. Let's see, the parlor. Yeah, it's the same one we had last time. It's the one with the puzzle box, I'm assuming. The wind-up key, yeah. Just checking. May the 2nd. Lorry. Games and puzzles. Yeah, it seems to be the same as last time. So we have 2 boxes that are either true or false, and the other one is the other one. The gems are not in the white box. The gems are not in this box. The gems are in this box. Okay. If they are not in here... Okay, I assume the blue one is true. That means the white one is also true. That means the black one is automatically false. Which means that they are not in here. Wait. They're not in the white box. They're not in this box. So those two have to be the same. So either they're both true or they're both false. Assuming they're both true, then this one would have to be false, which means the blue one holds the gems. Alternatively, if they're both false, then this one would be true. So they can't be in the black box, but the other ones seem to be a 50-50 because again, we have like a 50-50, like we only have like the guarantee for one being true and one being false, and the third one can be either one. We just know that those two are like the same statement. Am I overthinking this? Do I want to just randomly pick one of those two? Because again, wait a second. If they are false, wait a second. Let me repeat again. If this one is false, then this one also has to be false, which means that it would be in the white box, but that would imply that this one is true, so it can't be the black box. Because if this were true, then it would be in this box and this one at the same time, which obviously can't be true. So they can't be true, they have to be false. Wait, no. I said if they are true. Let me repeat that again, because I am currently confusing myself. Okay, let's assume this one is true. They're not in the white box. That means they're still not in the white box, because this also has to be true, which means that this one has to be false. If they're not in this box, then this is false, then it would be in here. Assume this is false, so they are in the white box. Then this must be true, and it can't be true at the same time. So it has to be the blue one. Did I just confuse myself? I hope I didn't confuse myself. I feel like I do that while talking. Okay, I didn't. My logic was sound. I'm just confusing myself because I'm talking. Well, that happened. Logic puzzles. Okay, next room, I guess. Unless I can find like a coin between the cushions. No. Okay. Then let's see what awaits us. A corridor. A storeroom, utility closet, all of them block one of the rooms in the entrance hall, which is annoying. Storeroom would give us a key. The breaker box, they are offering that one multiple times already, but I don't really. It's always left unlocked. I feel like corridors would be more useful later on. I'm gonna take the storeroom. I kind of want... Ooh! A sledgehammer. Neat. Yeah, we can destroy padlocks with that one. We do have a key, a gem, and a coin. Also, they're playing oversized chess in here. Wherever they would want to do that. There's a painting of a bridge. They do have a lot of paintings that are basically just sketches. Don't know what they are about. Like most of them are. There are some that are in color, but most of them seem to just be sketches. Like those, for example. Why is there stairway and 4 stars? Why are they related? Does that mean there's like a spiral staircase if we are at the 4-star mark? Because obviously every time we draw the observatory, we progress like the amount of stars we have, and I kind of remember there being a constellation like this. Well, anyway, we kind of can just leave here. We only have one room left. Yeah, obviously this one's closed now, and we still can't use the sledgehammer here, so let's hope that we actually get some pathway. We only can use the bedroom. Ah, great. Yeah. We're already building ourselves into a corner. That is quite awkward. Oh, keys. What therefore? Spare set of car keys. Have we seen a car outside? Wait a second. The only car left on the stage should be in the garage. So either there's a garage room that we can find, or there's like actually a garage that we kind of missed last time. Is that Mary? Did she live in this estate? Right, because she seems to be a major character. Should remember that. Maybe I'm gonna take like some screenshots like digitally at some point. I still have to rewrite my notes somehow. That's a weird table. Huh. I'm still not 100% sure. I still assume that like a lot of the details we can find in each of those rooms are important. Greetings from Reddington. Have we been in this explicit? Like, I do remember this postcard. Maybe I just have to check like my notes later on. Where I had found some of these pieces. Okay, this is actually not completely filled in. I don't think that particularly matters, but you know, I'm just taking note of it. We can't crawl under that bed. And more painting. I should definitely keep like a record on whether some things change in here. Also top hat. Weird that we can't pick most of those things up. There's another pawn. For whatever reason you would keep that one here. Yeah, I feel like I've been inside of this room before. Wait, I could have just checked when we click the bedroom. I can do that later on. Okay, the only room... Okay, we literally have to use the drawing room again, because we technically can still go to the right. But that does limit our options here. You may draw new floor plans while drafting in this room. Useful, because otherwise we will probably get stuck quite quickly. Is that Sinclair, like the headmaster here? Maybe? I want to check bedroom. This one, okay, this one is the one that we had twice, okay. Interesting, interesting. We got a lot of paintings around here. A width of a step. Long step, short step. Why are you drawing those distances in here? Seems to be related to how long those steps are. Shorter steps, longer steps. 3 short steps. Are they all the same? Exactly the same? They seem slightly off, but it might just be the shading. That just might seem off here, okay. Drawing floor plans. Each time you click on a door, you will draw 3 floor plans, from which you must select one to draft. However, there are some items and rooms that will allow you to redraw if you do not like your initial 3 options. I'm guessing only once though. It's the same painting again. Also, those are like basically the same, but just, you know, different size. The horses seem to be flipped. Am I overthinking this? I feel like I've seen this painting as well. Such long steps here. I really do not know why they are focusing so much on every single step here. I mean, we only have like one room to go. So I guess it's time to choose. The kitchen has food for sale, which doesn't really help us. The dark room, you cannot see the floor plan while drafting in this room. But I feel like the last one, like the archives, were like really important lore-wise. But do I want to redraw? I kinda want to, just to learn about the mechanic. Please give me some rooms I can actually work with, because in this one, kitchen and dark room would be okay. But I do want to see what happens when I redraw. How often can I redraw? Only once, okay. We have the den, which is the only real option. So I guess let's go into the den. We've been inside of this one. Yeah, this is the one that we had visited before. We do get a gem, which is lovely. There isn't really a padlock or anything here that I can break open. It's like the second time we found the sledgehammer, and last time we couldn't even use it. Imagine if I had found it earlier, that I would have probably had another key. Right, like it was kind of sad that we couldn't use those. Going down, we have actually free reign on what we want to take locksmith, the nook, or closet. Okay, I do not know if I want to get the locksmith because we still have one key. 2 random items could be more useful. I'm gonna try it. Shoes. Key, perfect. I mean, it's already better than the other option. Oh wait, the shoes are actually an item. A pair of running shoes occasionally save the steps when traveling longer distances across the estate and grounds. Okay, sometimes I'm just not using... Is there like a more specific rule? No, it just says sometimes, okay. Well, we still lost one this time around. Well, let's hope that we can get some great options. Greenhouse is terrible, we can't go through here, we have to take the corridor. Great. There's a guest bedroom with 10 steps, but we do not care. Let's take the corridor, this is also the first one we have drafted. Okay. Interesting, interesting. We do have more paintings here. We can actually look outside. Have we actually checked if we can go around the estate? Like we can see the beginning, but I didn't actually check if we can go like directly right of the estate. Should probably pay attention to that next time. Is this one locked? No, it's not. Great, we have to take the chapel, but we do have some money, so it's not the worst thing in the world, but it's sadly the only option that we have. Again, options are quite limited. Now let's see what the chapel has in store for us. Obviously we lost some money. Do not like that idea. Now the question is, what happens if I run out of money? I should probably try that if I ever run out completely out of steps or at least rooms. Then I might just enter this room like multiple times. Do some statues about... Oh, okay, it's maybe not quite what I would expect. Like the symbol up there is actually the symbol in the loading screen, right? But like the symbol in the loading screen is completely blue. Looks like some sort of horse rider, like a jockey. A farmer. A chef, and... Are you trying to clean my chimneys? With that outfit, or are you just like regularly cleaning? Also, there are numbers below there. 1 is a farmer. 2 was a cook, like a baker probably with that weird paddle. 3 is another one. 4 is whoever cleans. 5 would be this one. It's more of a broom. Okay. I'm assuming that those numbers are important for something. 6 is a jockey. 7... I'm not sure if they're supposed to be like some sort of priest-like figure or like a other royalty, but I'm not quite sure. Not that versed when it comes to chapels, actually. I mean, I have it in my recording. I might actually take some notes later about this. Because I feel like those numbers are going to be important in some other room. They would not add those numbers here, right? The door is locked. I'm gonna leave it for now. If the other room is an option. It's also locked. Do I want to go further in? I do want to go to the left first. I feel like the left gives us more options because we can go 3 directions technically if we get a proper room for that. So let's use a door. Or like a key to use the door, obviously. Hallway, commissary, we could buy some items. Spare room is kind of bad. Maybe I should take the hallway. Because we technically can still go further north starting here, so I don't actually mind losing out on a room. There isn't anything else here, right? I hope. I do sure hope that I have found everything in this room. I'm guessing, you know, the red rooms again should be detrimental to our travels anyway. So, yeah. Ooh, writing. Doors in the west wing are more likely to be locked. Interesting. I'll write that down. I mean, if they are giving me mechanical spoilers like those, then I feel like they're very important. I still am very unsure about all those paintings. I try to kind of look at them, obviously not for too long. There is like a limit to my time until I find any sort of puzzle where I feel like I'm gonna need them. Do I want to go back first? Sure, I have like a lot of steps. The Nook would be useful. The office has a chance to give me more money, but I feel like I am risking running out of keys again, so I'm gonna take the Nook, even though we've been to the Nook before. Right? Have we been? Or was it? No, it has been this room. We've been here before, right? If I click the Nook, this is the second time, yeah. Is that some sort of retro music box? Not that music boxes are like that modern in general, but let's see. This is the one where they said, yeah, we should scribble down our notes. Very important. Again, some sort of log. And the grandfather clock. Not quite sure if there's anything else in here. Maybe I'm also overdoing like my looking around. We will see in the coming days. Ooh, we can go further, like straight ahead, which wouldn't actually be that bad an idea. Because we can already reach that room here. So let's take the spare room. We've not been to the spare room yet, I think. Yeah, it's the first time. It's probably going to be quite empty. You have something to use tape to tape those boxes in? I mean, this room is quite spare, right? I did not expect a lot here. But good that we have found it already. Can't even steal the ladder. Would be quite useful. Anyway, let's see. The bunk room. This room counts as 2 bedrooms. The dark room, where we can't see what we're drawing. The lavatory. This is just an end and doesn't do anything. I don't know why. There's probably a use for the bunk room. Maybe there's like some modifier that we can get similar to the greenhouse or like the... Was it patio? Where we spread out gems in every single other green room, and maybe the bunk room would be useful for a similar effect. I'm gonna use the dark room. First of all, because we still can go 2 directions and we don't really care about not seeing what happens, as long as it's just in this room. So let's see. Is this like one of those rooms where they are making, like, yeah, I want to say film? Like for, you know, pictures, like Polaroid pictures? Well, that's certainly fun. By the way, it's really annoying to see anything on a very black screen while you have like a lamp shining in your face. That's always great. Let's see if I can find anything here. Doesn't seem like I can click anything at all. Maybe I should have been quicker walking in because there was like some light in the beginning. Now that turns on at some point. I kind of want to see if I can go further south again. We have like a lot of steps. Last time we didn't use those up. So I don't actually mind. I'm not going to use a gem though, since we don't see what's happening. Oh no, it's a furnace room. You're more likely to draw red rooms by drafting. Yeah, I remember this one from last time. Is there anything inside of here though? Doesn't seem like it. So I'm guessing this is definitely more of a trap room that you would only pick if there's like absolutely no option. Since it is technically free. But it doesn't seem like... Unless you want more red rooms. I don't know why you want those. Again, they seem kind of detrimental. The next issue is obviously, like, if I look into the rooms here, obviously, if we actually want to find the 46th room... Oh wait, that doesn't actually make sense. For some reason I thought for a moment, maybe we have to get like all of the rooms in the same run, but that doesn't actually make sense because obviously we only have like 45 slots for rooms, so... But it means that we have already seen half of the different red rooms. Will be interesting to see how they are all getting connected. Well then. Doesn't seem like there's anything here. Let's hope our running shoes work. No. Also, I'd hoped that I could go further south, but obviously I cannot like this. Well, I have no idea what we are getting. So, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Something stubbing your toe. I'm gonna take the middle one. And it's the mate's chamber. Ah, great. Obviously, we have like the debuff that we are drawing more red rooms. Less items. Not too fun. Is there anything here though? So we probably want to completely avoid this one. Oh. Portrait of all the workers in the estate plus... It's like what I would say just because of the maid outfits here, right? It's probably more the workers, not the people living in it. Maybe, I don't know who that would be. I think not everyone seems to be working that. Sinclair Co. Mila? So are they depicted in one of the, you know, one of the windows? In the chapel? I'm gonna write that name down. Because I am terrible with names. Mila. It's Broom Angel. I'll write that down. Maybe we have to figure out all the names at some point. Staff notice. The day we all dreaded has finally arrived. It is with unprecedented sadness that we inform you of the death of our benefactor, employer and master, the Baron of Mount Holly, H.S. Sinclair. Any staff who have an interest in attending services may contact Mrs. Babbage for detail. We have had those names before. Babbage House. I have written down something, but I can't actually decipher it right now. Doesn't actually matter, we'll figure it out later. And following the instruction left by the Baron himself, effective immediately, all work at Mount Hardy is suspended. All live-in staff will have 1 month paid leave and must vacate the premises by Friday, November the 6th. Okay. Did we get a date when we started? Maybe the 1 month is important for us because maybe we only have like 30 days. I don't think there was like a limit set. It was just said that we have to do it in a timely manner. But then again, if this game works the way I'm assuming, right, if it's mostly knowledge based, because there are some puzzles that we've already found. Look at that goose. Okay. Obviously, even if we only had like 30 days, we could just restart and still keep like most of the knowledge that we can. Obviously, the knowledge we can always keep, right? But I mean, if there's like a grander puzzle to solve, then we already have like a lot of the pieces, and we would, for example, only have to collect like all the observatories. Right? It would be like a weird random hunt to do that. So I'm assuming that there's no upper limit, technically, but I'm just assuming. Okay. Please give me something I can use to go north. Aquarium would fit? No, it doesn't. Dang, it would go to the hallway. Nursery, whenever you draft a bedroom, gain 5. Okay. This is, for example, why the double bedroom would have been great. Okay. Aquarium is every color of room. Interesting. Utility closets could be interesting as well. Like, we still have like 1 way out of the chapel later on. We have not really gotten anything where I need every room color, but Aquarium sounds cool. But I feel like having a breaker box could be useful, because I know that there are situations where like locked doors, for example, can be disabled if you disable power. Assuming that I understood the text correctly. So having that one would be useful. Aquarium doesn't really do much, but we have a shortcut through the hallway then, because we don't have to return. We could also take the nursery and just hope to get a lot more stuff. Also, why is everything so wibbly wobbly? Which item did that? Is it a furnace? Is it because it's too hot? Is that what it's indicating? Because obviously we couldn't see the previous rooms when we were in the dark room. I'm gonna risk it with the nursery. I feel like that's not the worst idea. +5. But please tell me that there's something interesting here. Oh, bigger goose. And a book. The Red Prince. Oh wait, yeah, we read about this. By Marion Marigold. The Red Prince. There was a red prince who sat on a red throne. He had a red crown made of rubies and a red castle made of stone. The prince had a love for all things red. It's the only true color, the prince often said. Okay, we have the throne. Oh, the red crown made of rubies, okay. Has rubies inside of there, yeah. It's the only red color. Stop sign, not even writing the word stop on there. Red apples. Oh, look at that, different colors. He could not stand the sight of canary and crow. He could not stand the white of a swan in the snow. And he never looked up for fear of the view. He had heard that the sky was not a red hue. That's true, I hope, depending on where you live. So he always had a book, so to turn his eyes down if he was ever outside when the clouds weren't around. The clouds aren't red either, you know? And do you know which book the prince always had? The one that made him happy whenever he was sad. A story he had read in the bath and the bed, and maybe you can guess the clues that we have said. It was the story of a boy who also wore red, and he looked like our prince from his toes and his head. And as you, my reader, might already assume, this book is quite near you, in fact in the same room. It's like quite a meta-narrative. A story about you, if it needs to be said, about a red prince and his book. The red book we just read. Quite a meta-narrative, yeah, okay. Just going through the images here. Always wants to see red. Give me a second. She wrote that for her son, right? I have some notes about that, but I have to check them properly at some point. Which is why she won a literary medal. Okay. Oh, money. I mean gems. Basically the same. Huh. I feel like, you know, this is definitely one of those games where I'm assuming all of this is important, but why? I mean, he certainly didn't enjoy a lot of stuff, so is this even... This room, I mean, there are 2 cribs, so maybe not. It's just inside of here. There have to be 2 other kids then. And I'm assuming because of all the time that it took between stories, I'm assuming that the kid wouldn't actually be at the correct age to still be in a bed like this, so I don't know. Just throwing out some assumptions here. Obviously, as always. A theater and some flower, okay. Like all these purple stars though. Well, no red geese, I guess. And with that, I'm just gonna leave. Just gonna keep this in mind. We have to run around now. Look at the darkness. Oh, look at it. It burns. I mean, it's mostly the lights in front of me that burn, but still. And we have to enter the chapel again. And we are, you know, almost getting too poor to do that, so... Ah, how terrible. Let me check. By the way, Myla, the Broom Angel, would be... this one. Would be 5. Just gonna write that down. Right, it's the same depiction. Right, broom, and still the maid hair thingy, hair cap, whatever. So I guess that's all we can learn here. Let's use a key to actually progress. Okay, it's definitely because of the furnace that all of this looks like this. Boudoir or the dining room. Each day a meal is served in the dining room after rank 8 has been reached. This is up to here. That's quite a lot, but I do like the dining room because there are multiple rooms I can go through. This... does this count as a bedroom? The color's slightly off, but could be. Would be weird. But maybe I'm overthinking this. This is probably just the way I'm looking at it. Let's take the dining room just because it has more rooms to go to. Again, it's like my goal to actually use up all my steps today. But you know what? Maybe that goal has to be reached next time. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll be seeing you next time. Till then, have a good one and bye bye.